It's kind of windy out there, so I'm aside. Welcome. Welcome to What is the Greatest American Conspiracy? Another episode. And boy, oh boy, do I have one. What is paper genocide? Heard of it? In short, it is the silent weapon of bureaucracy. But let me offer up more tea on that. Hold up, let me power up real quick. Real tea. So what's up, family? Fellow forensic detectives of history, thank you for joining me today to uncover one of the less discussed, yet equally nefarious forms of genocide. Paper genocide. Now I know what you may be thinking. Paper genocide, the fuck is that? Is that like when my printer runs out of ink mid-report? Nah, not quite. But let's dive into this fascinating topic and see how a seemingly innocuous piece of paper can wield more power than 1,000 swords. At its core, paper genocide refers to the systemic erasure or alteration of the identities, histories, and rights of specific groups of people through bureaucratic means. This often involves the manipulation of official documents such as your birth certificates, land deeds, and citizenship papers to deny individuals or groups their rights or existence. Think about it as a bureaucratic magic trick. Now you see it, now you don't. Except, instead of pulling a rabbit out of the hat, they're pulling an entire culture out of the history books. But on to a more serious question. How is this used as a weapon, you ask? This weaponization of paper. Let's take a moment to appreciate how paper, the very substance we use to jot down grocery lists and doodle during meetings, has been transformed into a weapon of mass destruction against marginalized groups of people. For one, identity erosion. Imagine you wake up one day and find out that your entire identity has been erased. Your birth certificate, gone. Your family history, poof. This is what happens when governments or powerful entities decide to redefine who belongs and who doesn't. Indigenous folks, for example, have often faced the brunt of this bureaucratic sleight of hand. By denying them legal recognition or altering their identities, entire communities can be rendered invisible. Land dispossession? Land deeds are like the ultimate game of Monopoly, but instead of go, people are sent straight to jail with no chance of collecting that $200. By manipulating land ownership documents, governments have systematically dispossessed indigenous populations of their ancestral lands. Suddenly, that land that has been in a family for generations is now owned by someone else. Thanks to a little paperwork and a lot of injustice. A lot of injustice. Okay? Ever heard of the saying, history is written by the victors? I'm sure you have heard me say it once or twice. Or sometimes, history is erased by the victors. The documents that validate cultural heritage can be altered or destroyed, leading to a loss of cultural practices, languages, and outright traditions. This isn't just a clerical error. It's a full-blown cultural apocalypse, all tucked neatly away in a filing cabinet. Paper genocide also plays a significant role in the denial of citizenship rights. By creating bureaucratic hurdles, certain groups can find themselves in a legal limbo, unable to access education, healthcare, or employment. Some of you are going through this and you know what it's like. And for context, it's like being stuck in the world's most frustrating escape room, except the door is locked by paperwork, and the only key is a bureaucrat who's out to lunch.